Well, hey everybody, for the first time in months, we aren't doing a Facebook Live video on Saturday night. We are back out at the campus recording our promo for tomorrow because tomorrow, you just can't do this without crying, can you?
I'm so excited. This has been a very long time, but tomorrow our doors are open and welcome to all of you to come back. It's been great to see you guys register to come, and we know our numbers are going to be low, and that's okay. We know it's going to be a while for many of you to come back, and again, that's okay. We love you. We're for you. That's great. But we are so excited for those of you who are taking either a huge step of faith or just want to come. We are so excited to be together tomorrow and to see you face to face. But we do want to remind you that if you do stay home, that at 9, 10:30 and noon, 321.com, you can watch, or wherever it is.
Live.church321.com.
You can watch the morning service and...
or better yet, download our app.
That's the easiest.
If you've not downloaded our app yet, download the app because
Yeah.
you can watch it right from there.
Yep.
So tomorrow we're going to begin a very brief 2-week series called The Messy Middle. I can't think of a better way
absolutely.
to describe these last several months than talking about what it means and looks like to live in the messy middle between what has been and what will be. So we'd love to have you here again. If you would rather stay home, that's fine. Hopefully we will have the live broadcast for you tomorrow. We got some of you, when you come in tomorrow morning, will notice the changes in our auditorium. So we're hoping from a production standpoint, we will be able to stream live tomorrow, but if not, we recorded the message and the service earlier this week, just like we have for the last 18, 17 weeks, just in case. So when you come tomorrow, a couple of things. First of all, we've been saying we would strongly encourage you to wear a mask. We are not requiring it. Now, there's been questions about that, and I want to address those as best as I can. We've been saying from the beginning that when our leadership team finally made a decision on when to open and how to open, some of you would agree with our decision and some of you would not agree with our decision. And there was just no way in all the deliberations that we have had that we were going to come to a decision that pleased absolutely everyone. And yet somehow in church ministry, that's what we want. Not sure why that is, but in my lifetime in the church, that just seems to be where we are. So we have made the decision to open this weekend. We've made the decision to remain at our normal times. We've also made the decision to shorten our service, and we've made the decision that there will be no 321 kids until August, possibly as late as September. However, your kids will be given tomorrow a gift packet with some, I think like a snack in it, an activity in it.
And bring their headphones and download the Bible app for kids, because then they can watch while he's preaching.
Yeah, and like I said in the promo video, I'm pretty used to people not paying attention at this point. So yeah, you as parents may at some point during my message just decide you're going to give up on what I'm saying and put the headphones on for yourself. But so have your kids with you tomorrow morning if you feel safe bringing them. Again, if you don't feel safe coming, we will offer you the online experience. But the biggest decision we made that seems to affect people is masks. And I want you to know that a lot of thought went into that decision. We are actually complying with all the other churches that are in town that have already opened. And local businesses. Our staff, who are our employees, if you will, are being required to wear masks. Now, I won't wear one when I'm on the platform, and neither will Ron, and neither will Sherry, but as soon as we're off the platform, those will go on. So from the employee standpoint, we are following the Ohio Business Code of employees wearing masks. Our volunteers are a different deal, because when you walk into Target, when you walk into Kroger,
they're the customers.
There aren't volunteers.
Right.
Well, no, there's no volunteers bagging. There's no. So all we can do with our volunteers is strongly encourage them to wear a mask. And then when it comes to those of you who are attending, here was the bottom line. Whatever parameters we put in place, we have to police, and we have to monitor, and we have to regulate. We just simply don't have the bandwidth to do that. We didn't want to put that on our safety team. We certainly didn't want to put that on our volunteers or our staff. We want to have as best of an experience tomorrow as possible, as we've had in the past. When you come in the auditorium, you're going to see the chairs are spaced out. You can come tomorrow and stay your distance. You can do that here in the cafe. So I think we've covered about as many bases as possible. I respect those of you who are wondering why we didn't make that decision. I'm asking you to...
Why making masks
why we didn't mandatory. And I would ask that you respect us with that decision too. because like I said, we took weeks to make the decisions that we did on
Yep.
what was going to be put into place as far as
So a couple
parameters
things.
go. So when you do come, real quick, when you do come tomorrow, if you are coming by yourself, or if you're coming and you don't want anybody to sit on either side of you, we
your
understand
family,
that,
or
right?
whatever.
Although right now, none of the services are packed. So
No.
please keep in mind, there should be no issue with this tomorrow. But just in case,
We are at half capacity too. Please understand that.
right, our auditorium
We're
seats.
not, you will see.
We do not have the normal 200 seats in
No,
place. We've
no, we're
removed
at
a
half
bunch.
capacity. So there it is. Okay.
So if you've not registered actually for tomorrow, you need to
need
do
to.
that. Church321.com, you can do that right on the front page so we
Yep.
know what service you're attending. But let's say you come tomorrow and you don't want anybody sitting next to you or on either side of you. This little handout is available at the table right there by the welcome wall. So when you come in the front doors, you can grab one or two of these and place it on the seat next to you. It says, "Please respect my social distancing." I actually modeled for this emoji earlier this week. But you can put that on the seat next to you, and that will inform people that you don't want anybody sitting on either side of you. So again, just what we've done to try and make our small auditorium more amenable to social distancing.
yes.
Thank you, by the way. To those of you who have questioned why we're not regulating masks or requiring it, thank you that the majority of you have said we respect your decision,
Thank
that we understand, we're disappointed by that, but we understand. Yeah, I am so grateful for those of you who are still being supportive of the church,
you've been
even
very
though,
gracious.
and this is going to be true of the church in the future.
Yes.
We're going to ask you to be supportive of the decisions that we make, even though sometimes you're not going to always agree with the decisions that we
Yes.
make. So
And if anyone
we
thinks they're
appreciate
easy,
that.
you got another thing coming.
Yeah,
So
welcome to
another
church
thing
world.
that you will notice when you come in, what we had ordered back in May, a standalone, touchless, automated hand sanitizer stations.
Yeah.
Well, the solution came last week, but our stands.
sanitizer
The sanitizer.
came.
But the stands were just shipped today. So what we've decided for tomorrow, between our guest services and myself, Josh, whoever, we will have gloves, we will sanitize the hand sanitizer, and only one person will be the squirter. So if you want hand sanitizer,
Is that the
it's
official
not-
term we've
I'm
come
call-
up
it's
with
what
these
it is.
people?
And if you want it, we'll be standing in the hallway, and right when you walk in, and if you want to have hand sanitizer, it will be my hand, Josh's hand, one of our volunteers, one person, nobody, it's not a big, massive group, everybody touching it, and it's not automated, but next
Well,
week.
it kind of is.
Well, yeah, it's automated
Walk
by a
up and
person.
the squirters.
Yes, but we're hoping that since they ship today, that by next Sunday, the automatic, and we have enough to go almost at every door.
The other thing
So-
we're going to apologize for now is the company that cleans our windows and doors could not get here until next week.
Yes.
We know
That's okay.
they're a disaster. We
Don't
have
look at the
taken
windows.
hours. Thank you, by the way, to the many of you who came and got this building ready for the weekend. But those will be done next week.
Yes,
So
yes. So I think we have done
we've done
the
this
best we can do. We have checked off the things that the CDC suggests and everything. I believe we have done what we are able to do.
We've checked off what Sylvania Chamber of Commerce
Yes,
has
yes,
required of
what
us in
they
order to
ask,
comply
yes.
with their safety standards.
Yes.
So
And again, we will not be offended. We simply ask that you not be offended. And if you walk in and you're like, I can't do this, just
Nobody's
smile
gonna worry.
and
Nobody's gonna
graciously
chase you
walk
down.
out the door.
Yep.
It's okay. There's nobody's doing anything to harm or
Right.
offend anyone else.
Yeah.
So we love you, and
we said in the promo video earlier this week, and by the way, in the video conference that we have with about 20 pastors every week, and the majority of those churches have opened by now, the one thing they all said is, no matter what parameters you put in place, all of them went out the door as soon as people got into the building. So we were kind of aware of that coming into this. But here's the biggest suggestion they made, and the biggest thing they said we have to do as a church: give lots of grace. Pastor after pastor after pastor who's already been open now through the month of June said, we've just had to ask our people and challenge them, give grace to all those who are around
so what does
you.
that look like? That looks like this. As an example, say I am comfortable hugging, and if I walk up to you and say, hey, are you hugging? Or you came up to me and said, are you hugging? I'd be like, yes, and we hug, but somebody next to us is like, can't believe you're hugging. See, grace would be, I'm not comfortable with that, but it's not awesome that they are. And yet, and grace is, I'm sorry that you're not comfortable hugging. That's okay. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. That's grace. It's not assuming the worst of one another. It's not judging one another, and it's not rolling our eyes at each other. That's what giving grace is.
Grace is when there's a gap
You
between,
fill it.
I'm not sure why you did what you did or why you're doing what you do. Grace fills the gap with the best
Yes,
possible
yes.
answer.
And it's
Or as
natural.
Sherry would say, you don't fill the gap with crap.
Which is
Which
our
is what
natural
we're
ability.
naturally do. We
judge.
naturally go
Yes.
negative. So
Yes.
grace tomorrow is when there's a gap,
Yep.
when you don't understand maybe why the cafe is doing some things a certain way they're doing them, or why grace is, I'm going to fill that gap with the best possible answer, because nobody in this building and nobody on our leadership team was trying to think to themselves, how can we get them?
Exactly. How can I make somebody miserable?
How can we make that? Is
No.
not, we have, when all is said and done, we have come to the conclusion, I think, that we are going to offer you the best experience possible tomorrow within the parameters that we need to offer you that experience. So we'll learn as we go. We're asking for your grace as we go.
Will we
I'm
make
sure by next
mistakes?
Sunday we'll have a little bit more things figured
Absolutely,
out.
absolutely.
But for tomorrow,
Yep.
we're all going to be lab rats trying to figure out exactly what to do and how to move around, and we'll be all smiling lab rats that we're excited about.
And I will probably
being
have some
back.
tears because I'm really excited to see people. So
So tomorrow morning, 9, 10:30, and noon. If you want to watch online, join us at live.church321.com. There will be something there for you. Again, we're hoping that our production people are coming in tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning to try and make sure everything is set with our streaming. So there you go.
Okay.
I'm going to go rehearse, which I've not had to do on a Saturday night since probably March. And so a little grace tomorrow. If I am rusty, if I am not on my game,
if all of a sudden Greg stops and say, hey, let's do that again, you got to remember that we've been able to do that because we've
Yes.
been recording. We can stop.
or if I yell,
and-
line!
or if the band plays and we're like, wait. Yeah, we haven't done this live now since March. So
Yeah, thank the Lord for a
This'll be
teleprompter that
fun.
has really made it easy to
Yeah.
for me to look directly at the camera
Yeah,
and keep
yeah.
connected with you while giving my message. So we've learned a lot. We've actually
yeah.
learned a lot over these last 3 months
Yep.
in our production room and with our direction of things that we wouldn't have learned at any other time. And I once again want to say real quick a huge thank to Chris Johnson, because
Absolutely.
Chris, every week, including this week, in case we can't go live tomorrow, Chris has recorded and edited and then uploaded for review and then re-edited in some cases what you've seen on Sunday mornings.
Yep.
So very grateful to him. And all of that hopefully is going to go forward in making our online experience even better, so
Absolutely.
you will have comfort inviting people to watch with you on Sunday mornings. All right, that's it. Have a great Saturday night. And for those of you who will be here tomorrow morning live, we will see you then. And if you're not, we will see you at
online.
live.church321.com or through our app. Have a great
We love
night,
you.
everybody.
Have a great night.